COVID turned the world upside down, and we know that 2020 was a tough year for our members. I'd like to thank everyone who rejoined the Bicycle New South Wales family and welcome all new members. Bicycle New South Wales has always been for every rider. We were glad to see that lots more people were jumping on their bikes this year. With more people riding, it puts the pressure on the councils and the government to make a safer environment for all bike riders. Our small but dedicated team has been working hard this year, and we cannot do it without your support. And for that, we thank you. Now, I've given the team a challenge to wrap up 2020 in 4 minutes. Let's see how they'll go.
This year, member advocacy has faced the extraordinary challenge of the fires and then the COVID-19 pandemic. We've done our best to explain the measures, resource riders, and to support members across New South Wales. At the beginning of the pandemic lockdown, we started advocating for more space for bike riders. Like magic, we saw pop-up bike lanes and lower speed zones appear on the agenda, and then in communities across New South Wales. Excitingly, we've had 2 major rail trails developments in New South Wales this year. The Tumbarumba to Rosewood Trail opened in March, and then legislation was passed for a section of the Northern Rivers Rail Trail. Bicycle New South Wales will continue to work with local advocates to see more rail trails built. This year, we also celebrated the government promising $1 billion for active transport infrastructure. In the past, we've seen some great bike plans, but they gathered dust because there was never any money to build them. Bicycle New South Wales will work to ensure that the money is well spent to improve your ride.
When COVID-19 spurred our efforts to work with Transport for New South Wales on a quality road safety campaign for bike riders, we built our own. In September, we launched Safety on Spokes at New South Wales Parliament House. This was a 2-month education campaign aimed at all road users to improve bike rider safety both on and off-road. We also spoke at the Australian and New Zealand Walking and Cycling Conference to encourage people and organisations to advocate in their area.
A big thank you to the 22% who responded to our 2020 member survey. The average respondent was male between the ages of 45 and 74 who likes to ride on the road and lives in metropolitan Sydney. But for us, there is no such thing as an average member. From the many interactions that we've had with our members, we know that our members are very diverse and very interesting. In fact, over the last year or so, we've seen some significant changes in our membership base. We now have more female members, more household members, and more younger members. From your responses and feedback, another trend has also become clear. There is an increased interest in riding off-road, gravel, BMX, mountain bike, rail trail.
We also received valuable feedback from our members living in regional and rural New South Wales, some of whom thought we were too Sydney metropolitan oriented, while others felt that we have become a little less Sydney-centric in recent years. It is true that a significant amount of Bicycle New South Wales advocacy work is aimed at the Sydney metropolitan area. With more than 5 million residents out of a total population of 7.5 million in New South Wales, it is probably understandable. However, that does not mean that we are not interested nor involved in advocacy initiatives in regional and rural New South Wales. Of course we are. Whether you live in Sydney or in regional and rural New South Wales, we encourage all of our wonderful Bicycle New South Wales members and bicycle user groups to contact us for support and advice on local advocacy initiatives.
With our members spread across New South Wales, we've worked really hard this year to bring you news articles from across the whole state. From Tamworth to Wagga Wagga to Wollongong, we've produced almost 200 articles this year, from ride guides to advocacy updates and even what your local bicycle user group is getting up to. You let us know that we're heading in the right direction. So, in 2021, we're going to keep working hard to bring you more of what you'd like to see. We encourage everyone to regularly check our website and follow us on social media so you can stay up to date with what's happening in New South Wales for bikes. We produce so much content that we don't want you to miss out on a thing. We always love to see and hear what our members are getting up to, so whether you've gone on a local ride, you're doing a bike riding holiday, or you're hanging out with your group of friends, we'd love to hear from you. Bicycle New South Wales is, and always will be, for every rider.
Just in time. As you can see, Bicycle New South Wales has had a big year with lots going on. We have a small team who pedals hard to achieve great things. If you would like to see a full 2020 report, please see the link below. We wish everyone a happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas. We hope for a brighter 2021.
Happy
Happy
riding,
riding,
everyone.
everyone.